All right, happy Friday, everyone. I'm Max Dadlift coming to you live from the shed. So, this week's session might seem a little self-indulgent because it's about me, but a couple people have asked, so I'm going to answer. Folks want to know, Max, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? I am 73.5 inches tall. If anyone asks, though, I'm 6'2". You better tell them that. And as of this morning, I weigh 230 pounds. So, that places my BMI uh, right at 30. For any of you body composition nerds, that means I'm clinically obese. That's right, I'm obese, and starting strength made me that way. So while that sinks in, there's a couple things I want to talk about as far as height weight charts or BMI standards. Is that they're not great metrics for strength athletes. Really, once you decide to touch a barbell, they're not helpful for you anymore, in my opinion. At this point, I think everybody knows that the trope is muscle weighs more than fat, which is true. Muscle is denser. It holds more water. There's glycogen stores in it, which increase your weight. So for the same amount of volume, yes, muscle is heavier than fat. But there's another piece that people often don't take into consideration is bone density. Strength training, in general, just fighting gravity under load, increases one's bone density. I got a DEXA scan probably 2 years ago. I was looking over it this morning, and the results showed that my bones were 3 standard deviations denser than the mean. So the mean is a healthy adult male at 30 years old. My bones are 3 standard deviations higher than that, which places me in the top 99.8% of the population for bone density. For the normal American weird nation, Western industrialized economic, I don't even know what the full acronym stands for, but for people in the industrialized world with desk jobs, that is freakish. For people who strength train, it's normal. It's one of the biggest benefits is you know especially as you go into old age and get up there in years, is just strength training is going to make your bones stronger. A lot of folks are fighting osteoporosis and worrying about it. They've had little old ladies who've started the starting strength program, and they've reversed osteoporosis, I believe. And if not completely, cured it, they've at least made progress towards having stronger bones than they did when they started. So I'm going to tell you one of the biggest things that people, online when they critique the starting strength program and Mark Rippetoe is, oh, he wants you to drink a gallon of milk every day and you're going to get fat. A lot of people take that advice out of context. The gallon of milk is if you're broke and super skinny, under muscled male. Uh, if you actually read the blue book, he will tell you, that this is not a one size fits all for everyone. If you already struggle with being fat, just keep doing what you're doing and add barbell training to the mix, and your body will do recomposition on its own. Your weight will stay about the same, but the ratio of fat to muscle will change in favor of muscle. So that is one of the perks. And also, people will take a look and they say, "Oh, Rippetoe, he's fat." The man's like 65 years old, he's pushing 70, and he's still pulling 500 pounds. So I hope I could be like Mark Rippetoe when I grow up. But yeah, that's I guess that's a little bit about where I stand from a height weight standpoint. Probably if I were to reach my genetic potential for strength, I would have to weigh, at 6'1.5", 6'2". I'd probably need to weigh somewhere in the neighborhood of like 265, 275 to just be an absolute monster. I'm going to tell you, I'm coming off a bulk, and it was hard for me to get to 235. So I don't know that I will actually ever get there, especially because I'll be 36 this fall. And I don't know. I just don't know. I don't like having that much weight on my frame. So I'm much more comfortable in the 220 to 230 range where I'm at. What else? Anything we want to talk about body composition, barbell training, height weight? I remember that was kind of one of the weird ones in the army. Is at my height, the army wanted me to be between 160 and 190 pounds, which never happened. I was taped every time, and I just had to ask people if you know if they were ready to see what a man's body looked like. What else? Anything under 200 pounds is victim weight. I'll stand by that. We've got about 19 more seconds here. I think that's probably enough for the video. As always, I'm just going to make this plug again. If you have any PRs you'd like to celebrate, or you want to critique on squat or deadlift, go ahead and send a video into the email address below. I'd love to, celebrate your wins with you. Because once again, this isn't about me, this is about all of us. If you're not subscribed already, I entreat you. Please click that subscribe button and ask your questions. I know I'm hitting you with a lot of asks at the end here, but yeah, asking questions. Otherwise, I'm going to go off on tangents. I'm going to get a soapbox, and you guys are going to be like, the hell is this guy talking about? Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you next week.